Beijing has long been concerned about the influence these tech companies have over the financial sector, but this time it's a bit different. Chinese President Xi Jinping directly called on the regulators to step up their crackdown on these companies. So that brought this issue to a totally different level. And there are different ways for him to do it. To deal with the Ant Group, China may require it to behave more like a traditional bank instead of a tech company. And for Alibaba and Tencent, their media assets like South China Morning Post, Chinese Twitter Weibo, and other media presence are seen as threats to the Chinese Communist Party and its very powerful propaganda apparatus. So the Chinese government would want the big company to sell them.
But where will that leave companies like Tencent? I mean, it's wiped off tons of money from their market value. It is China's biggest tech company, or one of the biggest ones certainly, with a billion users on its WeChat messaging platform. It's huge. What's going to happen to it?
Tencent is a bit different. As you mentioned, gaming is one of its most profitable businesses. And it also has investment in music and the movies. So compared with the Ant Group, it's less aggressive in online financial services. So the tighter financial regulations is less devastating for Tencent than for the Ant Group. It may be required to set up separate holding companies, but it will survive.
I mean, investors don't like too much state intervention. Could this perhaps backfire? I mean, will those companies simply leave?
Well, it's not the first time tech companies have faced regulatory backlash in China. One way to understand this is that Beijing is going to restrain these big companies, but not to ruin their businesses. So Beijing still wants them to be seen as viable investment vehicles for global financial markets. And it also expects them to be able to compete with U.S. companies by fostering innovation. So these companies will still thrive, but under Beijing's supervision.
All right, Su Han in Taipei there. Thank you so much for that.